Hey everyone, welcome back to Code of the Row. In this video, I'm going to be giving you guys an update on what's been going on. And first, I want to start with saying thank you all for 9,000 subscribers. I never thought I'd ever come this far, and I haven't been uploading lately, and that's just because I've been entering a couple games into Steam's Next Fest. But I'll be going over that in the video. And in this video, we're going to be going over a lot of sales that's been happening, free assets of the month or bi-weekly, as Fab does, and just going over some Humble Bundles. So stay tuned and let's go over that. So if you need to read more about anything, feel free to check out my site, which is codewithrow.com. It is all listed here. I'll be updating this website very shortly, right after this video goes up. And first, I want to go over some of the limited time free. So this is still free. You still have about a few days until Tuesday to get your G2 Mercenaries, Cinecam, and 1850s Post Office. For example, this Post Office looks really good for some sort of horror themed game or just something medieval. Maybe something like Last of Us that's been popping up a lot just because of the new season, as well as yeah, maybe like a Walking Dead type game. And these G2 Mercenaries by Kwang Fan, I'm a big fan of his stuff. Not no pun intended there. Big fan of his stuff just because he has some really amazing character work. It's for both Unreal Engine and Unity. Just the quality of his work is freaking insane. I really like his work. And the Cinecam gives you a lot of focal length, focus distance, aperture, and so on. You could probably use this to get some really high quality cinematic shots, as well as making a camera similar to Final Fantasy 16 or something if you want to use it for combat. And yeah, overall, really nice. These are all free, so don't forget to grab these. And next up, I want to go over Unity Spring Sale is still on. The flash deals, it's 70% off every day, new items, and then it goes down to 60 and then 50. And yeah, just be sure to be on the lookout if you use Unity on what they have for sale. Tons of Cinti assets, a ton of modular assets that you can embed into your game, 2D, 3D, all sorts of stuff. And also, if you head over to Publisher of the Week, there is also 4,416 RPG icon pixel art that's free. Just make sure you enter this code CraftPix2025 at your checkout. Just click get your gift. It'll show it's on sale and there's a price tag. But once you enter the code, it'll show up as free. So really cool pixel art icons. Just a very wide variety. You can do a ton of things if you're into 2D games and so on. And next up, there are a ton of Humble Bundles. I'll have a link to these in the description below if you want to support my channel. Feel free to check those out. So first, there is if you want to learn Blender, you can learn Blender using the 3D modeling skills with Blender by Pact. There are a ton of material fundamentals, Python scripting, geometry nodes, and tower defense game development in Unity 6 and Blender. So you have a mix of Unity and Blender. And yeah, just quite a lot of tutorials that you can follow, a ton of educational content. And then there's also the Ultimate Music Production Bundle. And there's also the Ultimate Music Production Bundle, which has a ton of studio essentials. So this is valued at 500. This is some sort of mixer that you can import into Ableton or Fruity Loops. And then there are a ton of different sound tones that you can get in to customize and create your own type of music. When I first saw this, I thought it was going to be like ready-made songs, but these are actually the stuff used to actually create the music using those applications. And there's also a ton of 2D assets, so not really my thing, but they are really cool. It's a lot of 2D top-down assets with dungeons, blacksmiths, cities, grasslands, villages, marshlands, castles, deserts, you name it, just a ton. And yeah, a lot for platformers. They also come with kawaii cute music packs. So maybe I'll have to look at this just because I'm making kind of cutesy games. I released 2 demos for Steam Fest, which I'll go over at near the end of the video if you want to check those out. And this is the Supreme Unreal and Unity Game Dev Bundle. So there is a lot of high quality assets in this one and just a ton of 3D assets. So for example, this sci-fi engineer's room environment looks pretty intriguing to me. Just because I've been into shop simulators or into creating shop simulators. So this looks like high quality assets I could use. Why is it defaulted to 140? That's kind of weird. Okay, maybe I was thinking a little bit something else. I was thinking more sci-fi plant growing shop. But hey, this looks pretty cool. These are pretty 3D graphics as well. Pretty high quality. This looks pretty cute. The City of Dreams. This kind of reminds me of that 100 gigabyte demo that Unreal released. And there's a ton of magic effects using Niagara in Unreal Engine, VFX graphs in Unity for these shields. And yeah, there's just a ton of assets in this one. This one has a lot. So this one has a $2,700 value for 50 items. Okay, this will actually take some time to go through if I do a video for this, but maybe I'll have to go ahead and do that. And there's also the audio arsenal. So this is pretty much the music stuff. So there's anime music, casual music, for heroes, fantasy, ambient, dark ambient, horror, lo-fi, just a ton and ton of things. This is actually one that I will definitely have to get, just because more music is something that I really need. Just be careful what music you get. Sometimes they're not licensed to be used in commercially. But an easy way to figure it out is that you just upload the song to YouTube. Don't make it public, just make it unlisted or private. And then YouTube will tell you if it's copyright, or you can just check the song online. I'm sure there's some copyright checkers online. Casual, cozy, casual sound effects. Okay, that's actually pretty sick. And yeah, just a ton. Okay, I have to look at this one because it's stylized. This one looks like a old school Simpsons. This looks amazing. All right, so you can see a couple of my siblings coming out to life. Someone really went out of their way to 3D model how my siblings are coming out of their cage. Yep, there's my mom. There's my grandma. They got it all. All right, it's a whole family pack of, and my dog. All right, that's enough. It's gone too far with my dog. But yeah, super cool. The two games that I've been working on is the first one is called Island Market Simulator. It's pretty much just a really cozy shop simulator game. I actually made this using Unity as opposed to Unreal Engine, just because it's very cartoony. I just wanted to get something out really quick for Steam Next Fest. And I also started learning Unity officially in January, thanks to Code Monkey Unity and Game Dev TV. So I've been watching a ton of their content to really learn how to use Unity. And they are some amazing teachers if you're interested in learning Unity. And I'm pretty sure they're a staple and so on. But yeah, overall, really, really cool game to play, in my opinion. It's really relaxing. It's not like some of the Souls-like games that I like to play or stuff like Marvel Rivals. But overall, just a very, very cozy game. If you want to give this demo a try, feel free to check the description below. And then in addition to Island Market Simulator, I did make Cozy Market Simulator. This is the one that I released the trailer on a couple, I want to say almost 2 weeks ago on my channel. Demo is available, and this has actually gotten almost 200 wish lists without any advertising. I've only posted this on my Discord, and I was told that, hey, when you release your demo, you have to advertise hard day 1 and 2 and so on, and you basically want to aim to get around 2,000 wish lists. I got that from How to Market Your Game, which is a really, really good YouTube channel. So this website, howtomarketagame.com. And yeah, he pretty much goes over everything you need to do to really advertise your game. So I'm reading through a bunch of blogs. Not going to change the page just so I can keep that blog that I'm reading through right now. But yeah, 2000 wish list by Steam Next Fest is going to be a little tough. But I think now that I've completed, so what I did was create these two demos and completed the demos. And then I also completed the game for both of them, but I haven't released them yet. Like they're both ready to be released, and there's a ton of changes and new content in the fully created game. But yeah, plan is to just gather up wish lists now that I've officially completed it today, and start advertising. And I got to learn how to do that. So if you head over to codewithrow.com, you'll see on the right under the featured Cinti Studios and It Happy Studios. So I'm actually using assets from both of these games in my shop simulators, and you can really use this for anything. It Happy is kind of like the new very cartoony version of Cinti. So what they're doing is pretty much you can get 25% off every single asset they own using the code codewithrow25. And if you go ahead and click on this, it will open up their website with my referral code, which is codewithrow. This helps me and does support my channel. So if you want to do that, thank you so much. And pretty much they have a ton of assets. They actually release assets really quick. But as you can see from their website, it's very stylized. So I'm actually using these characters. It comes with a character customizer in Unreal and in Unity, which is super nice for all of these. And then there's also a bunch of city environments. It's very cartoony, very mobile friendly as well. It's really nice, really colorful, lots of pastel stuff, and so on. So you'll see that if you're going to be playing Cozy Market Simulator or trying that one out, I actually use this food pack in that game. And this food pack is absolutely gorgeous. These foods are really vibrant. It just looks really pretty. I didn't use all of them. For example, like the sushis were separated. I didn't combine them into a single prefab to have a whole tray of sushi, and I didn't want customers just picking out one sushi at a time. But instead, you'll see things like whole chicken, an entire cake, and so on. Kind of stuff, kind of like things you'll see at your normal grocery store, and like packaged shrimp as a big bundle of 6 or 12 or something, and so on. And these fruits look really cute. It's really tropical looking. And yeah, so I'll be making videos on how I've created my game using Unity and these assets. And overall, I love their style. I also love Cinti. So if you head over to my website, let's go back to my website and head over to the Cinti store. The pack that I use for this one mainly is actually the Polygon shop. So Polygon shops comes with a ton of food and pretty much it comes with this mall and it already comes with like a built-in supermarket, which is what the building and Island Market Simulator is built off of. And in Island Market Simulator, you'll see that everything is kind of the same. So I actually have this burger joint in my Island Market Simulator as like part of the map, but I'm learning dots to create a traffic system to incorporate that into the game as well. But you'll see a lot of the foods, such as these croissants, these cinnamon rolls, these muffins and stuff, and all these rings here are in the game as well. It's not really like an arcade or anything. It's pretty much just what you see in the back here, except you get to customize where you want the food, how much you want to price it at, and so on. So let me actually hop into the game and show it. All right, this is Island Market Simulator. It does look very mobily right now. This is the first demo that you'll launch and get into. So you can just go ahead and click a new game and you'll pretty much just start in your shop. It'll say, thank you, welcome to the demo, blah, blah, blah. Final license unlocks at level 3. I actually have to get rid of this because this is actually currently the full game. And then you'll see that when you get over to your tab, you'll see the licenses. You can go ahead and buy to unlock it. It's going to unlock a few products, and then you're just going to go ahead and get a few items. So you're not going to start at $1 million, and it's also not going to start at 12 a.m. One thing I really focused on was getting a beautiful sky to time properly with the hour system in the game. So let's just stock this up for now. Just going to go ahead and place these on the shelves, dump this in. If you get motion sickness from FPS games, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to deal with this. I'll go ahead and click open. So this is pretty much gonna start the day and night cycle. So you're gonna see that over time, the sun is gonna be slowly coming up. It takes 10 minutes to go through a full day cycle, and your game pretty much starts at 6 a.m. and then it ends at 10 p.m., I believe. I know I set that up, but I think I set that up so early I kind of forgot. So you can see it's kind of getting lighter over there. Your store starts at level 0, and then you pretty much just want to keep doing this, leveling up, and so on. And yeah, it's just supposed to look really, really pretty. NPCs will start rolling in pretty soon. One thing I also need to fix is the NPC spawn points are a little far. So you can see this Smurf. A lot of the NPCs I made are built on cartoons or characters that I've had or seen when I was little. So for example, this is actually supposed to be like like Papa Smurf. If you guys have seen the Smurfs or something. This one, all right, he's picking his nose. All right, that's enough. So it is supposed to be comfy. It's supposed to be very cozy. It's not supposed to give any sort of pressure to the player to hurry up. The only pressure you might see though is if your items are going out of stock really quickly, then with the abundance of characters, because as you progress through the game, each level you get, each license you get more a higher and higher customer rate. So you'll hear the doorbell. That just means someone entered through the door. He's going to go ahead and pick up a few items. And what I could do is actually I can price these up. So I can change this to something like $4. This one can be $5 and so on. And what that's going to do is I'm just basically rounding it up so I don't ever have to look at change or look for change. So I'll go ahead and scan his item, take his cash, and then so he gave me $100 on something that cost 350. So now I have to give him $96.50. So this guy's not really the ideal customer that you want, but all right, just get out of here. So you'll see the cop. He goes to the end of the line and comes around. I think to polish this, what I'm gonna add is kind of a barrier between where right behind him and where the shelves are, just to make it look like they're going like they have a reason to go around. Because it's kind of weird to just walk around over there and then turn over there. So maybe not like orange cones, but something prettier, something more stylized. This guy gave exact change. Thank you, bud. This is Chef from South Park, but I couldn't make him obese, and that's totally fine because we're in an island. This is just some random guy who looks nice. I actually forgot who this is made from. And yeah, so there's going to be a lot more NPC variation when the game releases. And the plan is to actually release the game once I was going to do it when Steam Fest is over, but the summer sale starts directly after. So I was told it's not a good idea, but I'm pretty eager to just launch my first game because it is my first game that I've done solo. Most of the projects I work on are just really, really big, massive projects with massive teams that have millions of dollars to work with. And I'm just like, I just want to release something alone, something kind of indie. And yeah, overall, I find this to be a really relaxing and beautiful game. I love how this looks, especially at sunset. So let me actually just go ahead and show that off. So I'm just gonna skip the time a little bit. So this is pretty much how the sunset looks. It looks pretty similar to the sunrise, but overall, really beautiful. Customers still walking in on this little island. And let me actually show the map a bit. So this is pretty much the full map. Next steps are really to just implement a traffic system. There isn't much on this island, as you can see. It's just completely surrounded by water. The only beach, you can explore the parks and stuff. There isn't really much to do other than walk around. But yeah, so the spawn points are like back here and over here and so on. And then you have a very tiny beach over here with the palm trees. But overall, it looks really beautiful. The whole sky is surrounded by these pink clouds right after the sun goes down. And then you'll see that we have some shining stars and very cloudy weather. And yeah, overall, really, really gorgeous looking game, in my opinion. But yeah, you'll see it super nighttime up here. And one thing I did realize is I have the stylized tune water and it stays the same brightness through the day and night. When I changed it to a darker one, it kind of gave it like a creepier look and not as relaxing. So I decided to just keep this very lit up water just because it does help light up the world a bit. And you can see inside the shop, it is a little dark, but it does look really pretty to just kind of look out the windows like so. That pretty much covers it for this video. Thanks for watching Curd Row. Like, subscribe, and I promise I'll be making more videos. I've been getting a ton of requests to do a lot of videos and asking where I've been and so on. But yeah, thanks for watching Curd Row. Like, subscribe, and feel free to use any of the links below to help support my channel. And I'll see you in the next video, hopefully tomorrow. Thank you, and goodbye.